Coming up next on Arizona Horizon, reaction to accusations of serious sexual misconduct against the late civil rights icon Cesar Chavez. Also tonight, a new project looks at what Arizonans think makes for a good election and how the study could shape future elections in the state. And a new mural in downtown Phoenix commemorates the upcoming NCAA Women's Final Four basketball championship. Those stories and more next on Arizona Horizon.
Arizona Horizon is made possible by contributions from the Friends of Arizona PBS, members of your public television station.
Good evening and welcome to Arizona Horizon. I'm Ted Simons. Cesar Chavez, the late civil rights leader and co-founder of the United Farm Workers Union, abused young women and minors for years. That according to the New York Times, which also reports that civil rights leader Dolores Huerta says that years ago Chavez sexually assaulted her. That report has led to a widespread pulling back of the many civic commemorations honoring the life and legacy of Cesar Chavez. And joining us now is former Phoenix City Councilman Carlos Galindo Elvira. Carlos, it's good to have you here. Thank you for joining us on what has to be a very difficult topic. When you first heard these allegations, what'd you think?
Well, first, thank you for having me on tonight, Ted. It was heartbreaking because you look at the role that he played in the civil rights movement in the 60s and the advocacy that was done on behalf of farm workers and what you learn about him throughout the Latino community and the greater community as a whole. So of course it was shocking, but what I have seen and what I have heard from my friends who were more involved with the movement is just a sense of despair, a sense of disappointment. And so it is going to take some time to really process what has happened and to understand what the long-term ramifications are going to be.
And I want to talk about what has happened and those ramifications. But for those who just know the name Cesar Chavez and don't really know about the United Farm Workers Union and what he and Dolores Huerta did, talk to us about that.
So what they did were to coalesce individuals into a movement, a civil rights movement in advocacy for farm workers, for fair jobs, for fair treatment, and along the way organizing the community to understand what their civil rights were, what their voting rights were throughout California. And it spread throughout the Southwest. In fact, here down the street from where we're at is Santa Rita Hall, where he conducted a fast, which inspired many and brought many Arizonans to the fold of what was the farm worker movement. And of course, the coining of the phrase "Si se puede" by Dolores Huerta in Arizona.
Now we have these allegations, now we have this report. Were these things, as far as you know, were they whispered about? Were they rumored? Was there any indication that anything like this was going on, had gone on?
No.
Not a bit?
Not a bit. I had never heard anything, and others that I've talked with in these last couple of days, that was never suspected or believed to be happening or a whisper about it.
The fact that Dolores Huerta, again, co-founded UFW with Cesar Chavez, the fact that at least two sexual assault claims resulting in children born, and she had to give up these children. The fact that she made these allegations, that really seemed to tip the balance. Or am I wrong about that?
Well, I think that was the bombshell that stopped everybody in their tracks. And what I think about it is she lived with it for so many years, and I believe that she was acting as a protector, as a caretaker of the movement, of the cause, and she felt that it was greater than herself, despite the incidents of rape. So for that, and for more, I admire her that she protected and made sure that the movement didn't stop, didn't get distracted by something so horrific that had happened to her as a victim of sexual assault.
It's such a difficult story. Why do you think this story is coming out now?
I think we live in an era of information, of people wanting to sometimes not on their terms share what has happened to them. Because, well, first of all, it's no one's place to dictate the time, place, or manner for any survivor to have to reveal their truth. But in this case, their truth just happened to be now, and it opened the opportunity for Dolores to speak her truth and to share it with the world.
Yeah, just really horrific stuff. Impact on the Latino civil rights movement. What's happening out there? What do you expect to happen from here on?
No man is bigger than the movement. And what's important here is that the way forward is to still adhere to the principles of the movement: social justice, nonviolence, advocacy for farm workers, and social justice. And it's also an opportunity to lift up the women of the movement, like Dolores Huerta, like Mary Rose Wilcox, like Rosie Lopez, because women have been the backbone of this movement, and they have been the ones who have powered it continuously.
What should happen to holidays that honor Cesar Chavez, municipal buildings, streets, these sorts of things?
I'm very proud of my former colleagues on the City Council, Mayor Gallego, Council members Pastor and Guardado, for coming out immediately and saying, we need to look at this. They'll be voting on it very soon about renaming and replacing. And I'm also very proud of the Latino community for mobilizing at the speed of moral responsibility to take this on and say, we will not tolerate sexual assault.
Yeah, the Mayor Phoenix, Kate Gallego, quote here, we have a duty to honor the dignity of the survivors.
Absolutely.
Agree?
Absolutely. I think there's no denying, there's no delaying, and there's no downplaying on what happened to these survivors.
What kind of support can be given to the survivors?
I think to survivors as a whole, or to these particular survivors?
Well, let's talk about these particular survivors.
Well, I think support is the most important thing, that we believe women when these allegations are made, that we surround them with good faith, and that we help them to seek out opportunities for whether it's counseling. But I think the most important thing is to grant safe space, that it is okay to speak your truth, and that you will be protected and you will be supported.
The legacy, and let's talk about the farm worker legacy, the union legacy of Cesar Chavez. How is that impacted by all this?
The victories that were won by farm workers should not be dismissed. They should still be celebrated. And moving forward, it is really about not celebrating the man, but celebrating the movement and honoring the movement and the people who grew the movement, like Dolores Huerta.
Impact on the Latino community overall?
We're resilient, and we will find our way. And there are plenty of leaders in the community, elected and not elected, that can help pave a road for continued success and continued wins on issues of civil rights, voting rights, and social justice. But perhaps it is not pinning it all on just one person. It is recognizing the group, recognizing the individuals who have come together to collaborate to create a better space for Latinos and the community as a whole.
A difficult thing to talk about. Carlos Galindo Oliveira, again, ex-Phoenix City Council, and we do appreciate your time, and we do appreciate you sharing your thoughts.
Thank you.
Every now and then, an essay continues to speak to people.
Henry David Thoreau wrote about the impact of industrialization on nature and society. He tried to live a simple and intentional existence.
I went to the woods because I wished to live deliberately.
Thoreau says you can't even ask the deep questions if you don't stop to figure out what the deep questions are.
Monday night at 8 on Arizona PBS.
Adams thought she would socialize democracy across class lines, across race lines.
Lobbying Congress and pounding the pavement, cleaning the streets of Chicago, trying to improve the world.
Imagine if someone says, you can't do that because you're a woman.
She was uncompromising in what she thought was right.
Jane Addams, Together We Rise, on American Stories.
Monday night at 11 on Arizona PBS.
Food lovers, get ready. I'm Chef Lydia Bastanish and I'm coming to Arizona. Join me on April 11th for the Check Please Arizona Food Festival, supporting Arizona PBS and presented by We Co-Pack Casino and Resort. My friend Mark Tarbell and some of Arizona's most delicious local restaurants will be there for this celebration of food, flavor, and fun. Tickets available now at azpbs.org/food festival. See you there.
The Center for the Future of Arizona is teaming with ASU's Mechanics of Democracy Laboratory on a survey research study that examines what Arizonans say they value most when it comes to elections. It's called the Good Elections Project. And to learn more, we welcome Dr. Sybil Francis, President and CEO of the Center for the Future of Arizona, and Bill Gates, Executive Director of the ASU Mechanics of Democracy Lab. Good to have you both here. Thank you so much for joining us. Sybil, we'll start with you. The Good Elections Project. Give me a better definition. What's going on here?
So the Good Elections Project is really trying to step back from all the political and heated debate around elections and what elections should look like, and really asking the fundamental question, what does a good election look like in the eyes of Arizonans? So, you know, Center for the Future of Arizona, nonpartisan organization, we like to ask Arizonans what they think about important issues, and that's really fundamentally what this is about.
Indeed, and when we hear the two words, good election, asking people what they think is a good election, but how is a good election defined? How do you define a good election?
Well, you know, what we were interested, I mean, I have my opinion, but we were really interested in what Arizonans thought. And I would say sort of how I see it was similar with what we heard. Number one, accuracy. That is important. Transparency in election and convenience in election. To me, those, I think, are three very important items, and certainly that's what we saw in the data.
And Sybil, again, accuracy, trust, transparency. Let's look at some of the numbers here. Trust in election officials was 66%. Sounds good, but I'm warned about the 34% and what they're thinking. But only 51% of Republicans. This is trust in election officials.
Well, we were very pleased, if I can say that, to find that overall local and state officials enjoyed high levels of trust from voters. Having said that, you're right that the Republicans are not quite as high as Democrats and independents. I think Democrats are at 80% and independents around 70%. So there's work to be done. I think that's the conclusion. You know, we see anything over 50% as at least decent news, but I do think that means there's work to be done.
Yeah, and Bill, trust in election officials. You were an election official. Where did it go? How do you get it back?
So it's a great question. I think we've seen it here in Arizona. We've seen it across the nation. We have leaders who continue to question elections. And I've always said, I have no problem with questions asked in good faith. But when these questions continue to be answered, and when we continue to prove that elections are safe and secure, it is a bit puzzling, and it is frankly frustrating for our elections officials to still see the lack of trust among some. But Dr. Francis is absolutely right. The findings clearly showed that a strong majority of Arizonans trust elections, and in particular, trust local elections workers.
Yeah, another one was voting by mail and early voting. 81% want early voting to continue. Did that surprise you?
So I think it's fairly well assumed that Arizonans love to vote by mail. They really enjoy that privilege. And we did see that in the numbers. 81% of Arizonans want to continue to be able to vote by mail. And as it turns out, about 81% of Arizona voters do vote by mail. So it's a very convenient option for them. In addition to that, we know that there's been quite a lot of discussion around, speed versus convenience. So should we be cutting mail-in ballot drop-off before Election Day? So we wanted to ask about that as well.
Yes.
And so 7 out of 10 Arizonans would prefer to keep the option of dropping off their ballot at the ballot box up to and including Election Day. They prefer that to cutting off that privilege early in order to try to get faster results. So they're really prioritizing convenience over speed.
And that survey is interesting because there continues to be a push, now a federal push, on the idea of banning early voting, banning voting by mail. Sounds like Arizonans want no part of that.
That certainly shows that strong majorities support vote by mail. And this is a point that I always like to make. At the national level, there are, for example, the leader of the Republican Party has been arguing against vote by mail. But here in Arizona, we were one of the pioneers. Vote by mail started in the 90s, and frankly, Republicans in particular have been big fans of vote by mail, and this survey shows despite some of the negativity that has been spread by some, there's still a strong majority of Republicans who support it.
Did you want to add?
And by the way, I will say anything that we're sharing today with you, when we say majority, is always a majority of Republicans, Democrats, and Independents. We don't report consensus on any issues that come in under 50%. So we have very high agreement on all of these.
You mentioned speed of results, and it looked to me like, half say the speed of results is not essential. Adding more voting centers, adding more voting staff, election staff, people want to see that.
Well, it's really been encouraging to me to see the results. We asked a fundamental question of Arizonans: do you think safe, secure, and fair elections are essential to democracy? We had the highest response of any survey question we've ever had at 97%. 79% of Arizonans believe their vote makes a difference. So Arizonans are eager to vote. They want it to be convenient. They want multiple ways to vote. And so anything that helps support them in their voting is something that they're interested in.
And I noticed one of the questions asked if a tax hike, minor, but a tax hike were needed, would you support that to increase election staff and thus increase security and these sorts of, and even Republicans thought that was a good idea.
As a lifelong Republican, my jaw hit the floor when I saw that. But I think it just shows and really supports what Dr. Francis was saying and some of us used to say this back when I was on the Board of Supervisors, you can't put a price on democracy. And that's clearly how Arizonans feel. Even if it requires a tax, they're willing to do it to make sure that our elections are well funded.
Misinformation and the primary system, those were also addressed here. What'd you find?
So we asked Arizonans what things concerned them about elections, and misinformation came out way on top for everyone. It was in the 80 percentage points of concern around misinformation about voting, about where to vote, about candidates, about ballot. People really want accurate information, so they're very concerned about misinformation. Separately, we did ask whether Arizonans feel that our primary system, our partisan primary system, is working, and we found that 72% of Arizonans feel some kind of change has to be made because it's either too difficult for independents to vote in our primaries, or they just think we need to have open primaries that everyone runs in together versus these partisan primaries.
Now, Bill, you plan to go around the state and share these results, true?
That's right, yes. Phoenix, Tucson, and up in Flagstaff.
Okay, and with that in mind, so we'll end with you, Sybil. What do we take from all of this? Besides putting it on the shelf and thinking, great job done, what do we take from it?
Well, our mantra at Center for the Future of Arizona is listen to what Arizonans say they want. Let's not make assumptions. Let's not make assertions. Let's actually see what Arizonans want, and let's help make that inform public policy.
All right, Sybil Francis, Center for the Future of Arizona, always a pleasure. Bill Gates, good to see you as well with the ASU Mechanics of Democracy Laboratory. Thank you both.
Thank you so much.
Along US 93 between Kingman and Lake Mead is a marker to a ghost town known as the 6-Year Wonder. 8 miles away is the original site of the town of White Hills, where 15 mines produced more than $12 million in gold and silver. When word of the strike finally got out, White Hills went from nothing to a town of 1,500 in 2 years. At its height, White Hills boasted a post office, electric and telephone service, general stores, a schoolhouse, and plenty of saloons. By 1914, the boom had gone bust, and by the 1930s, the ruins remained, yet the people were gone. Today, there's little left to remind us of the rapid rise and fall of White Hills.
Local artist Antoinette Cawley has a new mural on display in downtown Phoenix. The mural celebrates the impact of women's sports in the upcoming NCAA Women's Final Four Basketball Championship set for Mortgage Matchup Center early next month. We spoke with the artist as well as 2 local high school basketball players depicted in the mural. Antoinette Cawley, good to have you here. Thank you so much for joining us. And we have a couple of athletes that have joined us here on stage. I want to talk to them in a second here because these are athletes that are featured on a new mural. Another mural for you, huh?
Yes, another one. I'm so excited to share more about it today.
Please do.
So this mural was commissioned by Downtown Phoenix Inc., and it is in celebration of the NCAA Women's Final Four tournament happening in Phoenix in April. So I decided to take this opportunity to use my artistic voice to highlight some of our girl high school basketball athletes in the community.
Yeah, and it's basically highlights visibility of women in sports, success of women in sports, because the NCAA, it's a big deal.
It is. It's huge, and it's coming to our city. So this was a massive moment, I think, in our city's history.
So 4 high school basketball players were chosen. How were they chosen?
Oh, that was the hardest part. I actually spoke to a few coaches that I know, and they gave me a list of names, and I was able to do research. I don't have kids of my own, so this is a new world for me. So they were really helpful in guiding me.
But you were an athlete at one time?
I was. I used to play basketball in high school, in middle school, high school, and then I coached boys basketball in my 20s.
I was going to say, so a player and a coach, so you know your way around.
Oh, yeah.
You
I know a thing
for.
or two.
But what were you looking for? What did you want the mural to depict?
I really wanted it to depict the power of our girls and the strength of our girls and the talent. I thought of myself as a teenager and all the skill and talent I had and how many adults fostered that and poured into me. And I wanted to be able to do that for our girls as well.
Yeah, the 4 girls that are shown, all girls of color,
yes.
Important.
It is important. It wasn't the determining factor, but it just so happened to land that way. That type of representation I'm always looking to showcase, though. So I think now more than ever, it's an impactful statement.
And as we mentioned earlier, a couple of the athletes that are featured on the mural are joining us now, Colby Brooks and Taji Freeman. Good to have you both here. Colby, we'll start with you. Holy smokes, what's it like to see yourself on a mural?
It was super, super nice. I'm blessed for the opportunity that I was chosen by such a great artist and chosen among some of the best athletes in Phoenix. So yeah, it was incredible.
Yeah, but when you see it, what do you think?
I was super shocked, honestly, how great it was. The live action photo that was caught and then painted up on the mural. It was just super dope, super nice.
Yeah, and Taji, same with you. When you, I mean, goodness gracious, we don't get to see ourselves on murals. And you're a freshman in high school? Yeah, and obviously a great athlete. So you know you play in front of crowds, you have that going for you. But a mural?
Yeah. I think it's pretty dope, actually, like, especially how much details they got and how, like, similar it is to us. I think it's pretty cool.
Yeah. I mean, what are friends saying? What are family, friends, what are they saying?
They all think it's pretty, like, similar.
Yeah,
They
love. Same with you, Colby? I mean, family, friends, I mean, are you going to be possible to deal with here? Are you going to just be fully yourself for a while?
Yeah, I try not to, but it's hard because it's a lot of attention, but just blessed.
Yeah. And do you like the attention, Taji?
Sometimes, yeah.
Yeah, well, you have no choice with this. Huh? Yeah. Reaction that you're getting from this mural, Antoinette?
It was overwhelming. I've never had such a huge turnout or so much media come to an unveiling, and the response was so overwhelming, I had to log off of Instagram for a few days to recover from it. Yeah.
So where is this located?
It is on 2nd Street in Adams, right across from the Convention Center.
Or across from the Convention Center, That's right. And how big is this?
I can't remember the specs off tops, but it's pretty massive. They're painted larger than life size.
Yeah, well, obviously, yeah.
Yeah.
And is it a permanent mural? Is it there forever? How long?
It should be up for 3-4 years, maybe.
Yeah.
I wanted them to have it throughout their high school careers, so
Right.
that they could show it off to their friends and stuff.
Yeah, and again, girls, I mean, the young ladies here. By the time you're seniors, that's still going to be up there. That's got to be pretty exciting for you.
Yeah, super.
Yeah. All right. Antoinette, we've had you on the show before with me.
Yes.
How many of these have you done?
This is number 7 downtown. So I'm shooting for 10. We'll see.
Yeah. And when they see this particular mural, what do you want them to see?
This mural, I felt a lot of pressure and weight that I put on myself with this mural because it feels like one of the most important things I've ever created. I really wanted people to see our community, and I wanted it to be a call to action to support our girls. I think now more than ever, we need to be having that conversation of how we can show up for girls in our community. And I hope that this mural serves as a reminder that we need to show up for them in many different ways.
Yeah. Well, congratulations
Thank
again
you.
on this success and all your other murals, and that you're working on the next one now.
I mean, no, I'm working on an art show, but hopefully, if anyone has a mural they want, they can reach out.
Yeah, all right. Antoinette Cawley and again, Colby and Taji, congratulations to both of you on I'm sure it'll be a great high school. You're freshmen, for goodness sakes, and you're already on a mural, so it's already a great high school career. Good to have you both here. Antoinette, good to see you again.
You too, thank you.
And that is it for now. I'm Ted Simons. Thank you so much for joining us. You have a great evening.
When you want to be more inspired, Arizona PBS delivers unforgettable experiences in music, theater, and the arts, thanks to members like you. And
the annual festival for the whole family returns to its village, located